Hi, I'm Donna from the Lost Closet 12. I am a part-time reseller on eBay, Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark. I forgot Poshmark. And I have a Flipped Friday for you today. It's what sold throughout the week, and I've been running a lot of sales to get rid of some of my bad buys I've had for a while, and things that are not moving, my stale items. So this is for the week of December 27th through January 1st. And yeah, so we're going to start the new year off with some lower dollar sales. I'm okay with that. I've said it before. If I end up with something and I decide to list it, and when I say end up with it, sometimes people give me things. Sometimes I just, oh, this is too cute to leave at the bins. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm thinking. I just pick it up, and I don't know why I picked it up. So, yeah, so they're not going to sell for a lot of money. I don't source that often. I've gotten into the habit of sourcing like every other week or once a month. And while over the summer, I thrifted too much and I did not write much. So I accumulated a huge pile of unlisted inventory. So that's what I've been working on. I have not sourced since August. I think it was August, beginning of August, maybe the end of June, July, maybe the end of July. In that ballpark is the last time I went sourcing. So I'm getting there. I might source sometime this week or next week, and I will share that haul with you because I really do enjoy the thrift hauls. And you can hit the notification bell or subscribe, and you will be notified when I upload that video that I'm very excited about doing, but I have not got the items to show you yet. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to make this one. I'm just going to go through it real quick. This is the Aurora Plush Lamb white, approximately 12 inches, small stuffed animal toy. It was too cute to leave behind the bins, and I wrote that. I don't know why I'm so scratchy. I wrote that in November of 2024. It was a bins pickup, 75 cents, and it sold for a whopping $9. And this, here we go, two-tone bracelet, bar link, silver and gold tone contemporary box clasp closure. I just thought it was unique. It wasn't marked or anything. It was a red, white, and blue pickup. I wrote it in June of last year, and my average cost for the items I decided to list was $2. It sold for $8.24. Depop this is I don't know why it says women's cream jumper. They just put in whatever, and I'm now just realizing that, so I hope it's not a return. It's a women's wool blend sweater jacket, medium chunky knit winter by Mercer and Madison. It was a nice sweater. It took a minute to sell. This was written in November of 24. I picked this up at a regular thrift store, excuse me, and it for $5, and it sold for $29.99. I almost never buy anything full price at a regular thrift store. Like, if I do, it's for my own personal use, or I see something that someone else might want, but I generally not full price. The only regular thrift store I go to is the Red, White, and Blue. They have bags of toys, bags of utensils, bags of HBA products, and bags of jewelry, and I do well getting shoes there. Because I feel like You do find flawed items on their shelves with the shoes, but not like you do like the Goodwill or some other thrift stores. And where are we? We are, this I've had, I rewrote it in November of 24. I've had it for a while. There was a whole collection of Hallmark ornaments, that's the word I'm looking for, ornaments at the bins, and they weigh next to nothing. This was before I kept track of my average cost or per item cost. So I might have even had this since 23. I'm not sure. I picked up probably 100 of them. It took me days to write them all. I sold through most of them, but I still have a few stragglers, and this is one of them. So I rewrote it in October of 24. It was a bins pickup, and by weight it cost me pennies, and it sold for $3. I just thought it was super cute. Like, what's not to like about it? So yeah, it's adorable. So this, I don't know why I picked it up. Again, this was rewritten in August of 24. And yeah, maybe I like the print. I don't know. It was a bins pickup, so it cost me, do I have a cost? No, I wrote down 30 cents with a question mark, so I'm not sure what it would have cost me. 2 pocket folder, 3-prong plastic novelty print cat dog. Green Room was the brand. That sold for a whopping $2.70. So not all the cute things sell well, huh? This was, my husband used to do a lot of clean outs, and this was a vintage Johnny West set. He gave it to me forever ago, and I'm like, I don't know about it. I don't know about it. And, you know, I'm like, I'm writing through everything that's not listed. So this made the writing day. And I broke the whole lot into 3 sets. And this is part of the lot that he had. Vintage Johnny West replacement toy rifle cowboy pioneer 1960s. That's, my research told me that this set was from the 60s. And that was the Johnny West. I had the action figure, which actually sold too, but not on this week. I think it's next week. And yeah, so that's how I listed it. So I wrote it in November of last year. It went up in December, and because I saved some in my drafts, and it sold for $18.19. This is Gabby's Dollhouse Figure Catnip Cakey Pandy Paws Cake Topper Spin Master. Sold for a whopping $8 on Poshmark. I wrote it in March of last year. It was a red, white, and blue pickup. I picked up a bunch of bags of toys, and this was in it. My average cost for this item was $3. If you took all of the toys and divided what I paid for the toys, my cost per listing that I was going to write. If that makes any sense, I apologize if it doesn't. There were some of the bags that I picked up had items that I knew were going to sell for more than a couple of dollars. That was my reasoning of having such a high cost. However, these did not factor into my decision to pick up the bag. And they were in the bag, and they were sellable and easy to write, and that's why I wrote them. I did not make a lot of money on this particular item, but the other ones I did, or I will, depending if they sold or not. So, sold for $8. So I probably made no money. I made like $1 and change. So, what's next? Oh, yes, this is interesting. This Tigger Little People Fisher-Price Disney replacement figure cake topper. I think that this might have been listed right at the same moment. Like I said, I write my listings and I save them in drafts, and that way I always have something to list. You know, I try to do a lot of listings when I'm not working or if I have extra time, and I strategically send them live over the month I wrote them in. So this Tigger, Little People, Fisher Price, Disney replacement figure cake topper was actually written in November. I sent it live in December and it sold within a couple of hours. I didn't even get a chance to cross post it. Full price. I don't know if there's something special about this one that I missed, but there he is, and he sold for $6.99. Let me know in the comments if this one's special and I didn't realize it or did not do proper research, because generally these type of items take more than a little bit to sell. They're slower movers. This is Happy Planner Home Buddy 58. Happy Planner Home Buddy Accessory Girl 58 piece. It's just a planner. It was a bins pickup, 73 cents. I don't have when I wrote it, but I want to say I've had this thing for like 2 years, and it sold for $11.99. I think these are a CVS brand. I think I've seen this brand at CVS. Okabashi sandals, size 6, flip-flop, slide, beach, shower, black thong rubber. I initially picked these up for my daughter. She did not want them. They were written in November of, or probably rewritten in November of 2024. And she did not want them because she has enough, had enough sandals. So they sold for $3.60. My cost was $1.85 at the bins, so not a lot of meat left on the bone, but it's okay. These were just fun. They were written in March of 2025. They were bins pickup, about 20 cents. I doubt that these were all picked up at the same time. The tote that I was going through had a whole lot of mixed figures and whatnot. They might have been picked up at the same time, but I don't think so. And $6.49 is what it sold for on eBay. Did I read it? Hasbro Troll Dolls Colorful Hair Standing DreamWorks 2015. This is going to be returned to me. I have yet to see the tracking back to me. Vintage wool blend blazer, union lined, cropped, made. I think it's supposed to be union made, lined, cropped, and then the letters on the tags, made in the USA. Well, anyway, it's sold. I'll show you the tag. Nope, that's not it. Here we are. That, when you see something like that on the tag, that's how you know it's union made, and some pieces go for, you know, a premium. This one did not. It did not fall into that category. The lady returning it said it did not fit. And I have a lot of blazer that just sold. The lady's returning it because she don't like it. Just don't like it. I'm like, okay. Like, it's part of doing business, but it's just, for me, I almost never get a return. And when I do, if I get a return, they come in clumps. Like, I get like 3 or 4 of them in like a month. So I'm expecting an additional 1 or 2, and then I can move on from the returns. But when I do get a return, 99% of the time, it's because they didn't like the color, they didn't like the fit, you know, they just didn't like it or changed mind. I've gotten that one too. And that's all on eBay. Like, you don't get that on Poshmark and Mercari, but on eBay you do, and it's part of doing business. I don't get mad or frustrated or hang out with it. I just like, okay, I offer free returns for a reason, and don't get so many that it's really hurting me too much. So, well, anyway, that was written in October of 24. If I remember correctly, that was the day that I picked up a lot of vintage wool blazers at the bins. My cost was $2.53, and it sold for $7.35. So when everything's said and done, I'm going to lose money on this piece, but, you know, it doesn't happen enough for me to be frustrated about it. So we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan WWE, WWF action figure, wrestling toy, vintage, 91 Hasbro. And that was written in September of 24. Was a bins pickup, 30 cents was my cost, and he sold for a whopping $3.90. I feel like things like this would do better in lots, and he did hang out for a while, but I never found any more wrestling guys, so he got listed. These were super cute. Women's peep toe clogs, size 7, floral cutout, boho, black leather, white mountain. I've had these. Where am I? Since October of 24. They were bins pickup, $2.12. $6.90 is what they sold for, so I could have probably done better. I feel like they were super cute. I mean, White Mountain is not like a high sought after brand, but I thought they were cute and I thought they would do well on style, but they did not. This, I don't even know how I ended up with it. I think it was a bins pickup. It was a bins pickup. And I had it for a while before I wrote it, but then I was like, I'm just going to write everything. Classic plaid Christmas stocking, red with corduroy details. Festive country decor. It's just a stocking. It's not branded. It's not, no bells and whistles. It's just a stocking. It sold for $5.94. And I wrote it in March of 25. I picked this up, or my husband picked it up. One of us picked it up at the bins. Why? I don't know. Neither one of us remember picking it up. It's not something that we would typically grab. But I wrote it because I picked it up, I had it, and I wrote it. You know, there's nothing about that, but we ended up with it, so that's that. So that concludes this Flip Friday, which is a little better than last Flip Friday. Last Flip Friday I sold like, I don't know, not many things. I almost didn't want to do it, but I was like, just do it. Every week can't be a winner. I sold 5 items the week before. So this week is a little better, but that week that I only sold 5 items, I was not running a sale. I was not sending too many things live. I was not doing the things. So it was like, it didn't show up, so I didn't make a lot of sales. So let me know how your new year is going, because it's 2026 now and people have set goals and, you know, are making plans, changing the way they eat, changing the way they source, you know. So yeah, let me know what your goals are. My goals are to be more consistent. I want to be more consistent. I want to stop buying the things that, oh, it's cute, it'll sell. I gotta stop doing that. And yeah, get more things listed, send out more offers. Maybe at some point this year, things I've had forever, just pull them out of my inventory. I've been saying I'm going to do that for a long time. Just one day, just go through things that I should have never written and get them out of my inventory. That would freshen up my closet. People would, if they come to my eBay store, they might think that I'm not a serious seller and I have a lot of junk, because I do have some things I should have never listed, and I can't explain the reason why. I just sometimes, like, I have it, I write it. That's it. So, yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see the next video or be notified when it comes out. I do Ship With Me's what sold over the weekend. That comes out on Wednesday. And yeah. Oh. So leave me a comment. It'll help my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.